going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. So today is Thursday, and for everybody in the States, it is Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there. Today we get to spend time with family, watch some football, and have some of those awkward conversations about what's been happening in the crypto space since the last time we saw them. So, obviously, having a look today, guys, we are still having a lot of red across the board. I know, I wish it was green today, but unfortunately it's not. If we have a look at what's going on today, I will give it a quick refresh live. All right, so we're kind of just sitting around the $146 billion mark. Still, Bitcoin dominance has not moved. It has maintained its 53.5%. XRP is actually losing a little bit faster than Bitcoin today, interestingly enough, but still pulling ahead of Ethereum. If we have a look at the biggest gainers of the day, we have Golem up 12%, Aurora 10, Status, Augur, Arc, Basic Attention, Odom, Doge, Loopring, and Pivx. However, the real winner of the day is clearly Veros coin, which is up 2,636%. You guys heard it. And it's apparently only available on Byte BTC, Livecoin, IDAX, System Coin, CredX, or yeah, I'm not too familiar with those. Anyway, guys, having a look at what's going on, we are still out of this pennant. We are completely below the line. Where is Bitcoin going? Are we going down to 2K, 1K, or have we hit the bottom? I don't know, guys. Nobody really knows. We had the question on the poll yesterday. Most of you said probably between 3K and 4K. That's what most people were saying. So obviously today is Thanksgiving, and thanks to CCN, we have the Thanksgiving Survival Handbook, how to talk to your relatives you convinced to buy crypto last year. I thought we'd start off with kind of a fun story today, not dive directly into speculation and price. So this is basically a survival guide for you guys in case you need. So we get it. The fact that you're still reading Bitcoin news 11 months into a bear market and watching my videos, I might add, you must have went full crypto a long time ago. However, for this year at least, you're going to have to suck it up and pretend like you're interested in real conversations. Actually, any conversations that just don't involve blockchain. So take an hour on Wednesday evening and get up to date on the latest sports news, and don't be shy about asking when the Saints-Falcons game starts if you think that's a conversation that's prepping to shift to crypto? Okay, so when you enter your grandmother's house on Thursday, you may find that you can cut crypto-soaked air with a knife. If that's the case, you need to realize that there's no activating a hard fork to defuse this difficulty bomb. As you guys can see, it's very comical. I'm just reading excerpts from here that made me laugh. The article goes on a lot longer. They go on to say, not only will this provide you a cover during dinner, which is essentially volunteering to sit at the kids' table, but your XRP heavy uncle might actually take some pity on your youth. And then, finally, they say you can hit up Black Friday sales early, or you can consider the nuclear option, which is to bring up politics, which is never really the greatest thing to bring up around the family dinner, but it happens at times. So guys, I wanted to ask you, when did you get into cryptocurrency? Because I was thinking about it, and we are nearing the all-time high. We have, a little less than a month until we reach that December 17th day. Now, I actually bought my first Bitcoin in May 22nd of last year, and I looked in my Coinbase, and it was $2,148 per Bitcoin back then. So I wanted to know, when did you get into crypto, and what's the first coin that you bought? So if you guys want, you can hop over here on the Twitter and, drop a comment, drop a vote, or if you're lazy, just drop it below and I'll get around to it. I'll read it, okay, guys? So, that being said, before we get into it, though, I do want to talk about one thing, and that is this Uphold scam that's going around. I've got to say this in the beginning because it may affect a few of you. So, apparently, they're saying there's a 15% Bitcoin discount email that's going around. Do not send your Bitcoins to this. It is a scam. It has been confirmed. Okay. Moving on, now that we have that out of the way, I always like to talk about stocks, and I like to compare them to crypto. Are they the same? Not really, but they're a good thing to compare to. So I like to talk about the highs of Amazon, right? So in 2000, you had an Amazon high of $75.25, and then they hit a low for the next year, between 2001 and 2002, of $5.51. Right? Now, today, Amazon is trading at $1,516. So even had you bought at the all-time high of $75 back in 2000, you would still have made a 20x on your return I know, guys, but you had to wait 18 years. Obviously, we don't have any patience in crypto, and that was something that really interested me when I was reading this Reddit article. This guy was basically just talking about the difference between crypto investors. So you have your speculative, people, and then you have your actual investors. I mean, granted, we're all investors, but take this with a grain of salt. But here's the point. So with speculators, there's no lower bound on the holding time of a speculator's purchase. If they can sell it within 30 minutes for a 20% profit, they'll do it. Right? There are sometimes fundamentals in their approach, but instead they usually focus on the momentum of the market that they're in. You see these behavior patterns in people from CEOs all the way down to people at local bars. Whereas investors exercise patience and are comfortable waiting for the price they set for themselves if the current buying price is too high. Inversely compared to a speculator, investors often have little considered upper bounds on the holding time of their assets. In fact, many never sell. And it's interesting when you actually think about last year and you look at all the opportunity for the mainstream media to essentially advise against it, where there were a few people here and there. For the most part, it was a lot of major mainstream media saying, yeah, Bitcoin to the moon, CNBC. CNBC was telling people to buy Ripple at $3.25 or something like that, right? So obviously that had a lot to do with the crazy retail investment boom as well. And we know that markets never travel in one direction indefinitely, right? I mean, I was in it for the first time and I was looking at the Bitcoin chart and even I was like, oh yeah, this thing could just keep going, right? But now that you actually take a step back and look at it, especially those of us that have been in it for a year, we do understand that, these things have ups and downs. They have, peaks and then they have their valleys, right? But the interesting thing is that Bitcoin still remains the single best performing asset on the planet over the last 5 years. So that's something that I definitely wanted to point out as well, guys. Now, one of the issues that we have when you look at crypto in general, you look at these situations that we're having with these centralized systems. For example, you had Amazon Web Services has had an outage recently. So they don't know what's been going on. There's some kind of a data breach. So now it says exchanges in Korea are having issues, lots of malfunctions going on with the APIs. Some exchanges that are functioning but are hardly working include Coin1, Upbit, GoPax, Bitsonic, and CoinRail, right? So these are just the centralized issues that we have, right? They have one point of failure. For example, security networks with a single point of failure are much more vulnerable to hacks and breaches. One high-profile example of this is the Equifax breach. You may be familiar with this. This literally saw tens of millions of people's financial data stolen. So a single point of failure also leaves networks far more open to attacks like distributed denial of service or DDoS attacks, right? Or ransomware. And then don't forget about that scandal that we had a while back with Ashley Madison breach. Remember that? All those guys that were, guys and girls, everybody was, cheating on their spouses, right? And then they said they were going to leak the information. I mean, think about how many thousands of lives and reputations could have potentially been destroyed, right, because of that data breach. Now, whether or not we agree with infidelity, I'm just talking about people's privacy, essentially, is what I really mean. So, when we talk about centralization and we have stuff like this that's been going on with the whole Bitcoin Cash thing, which, no, we're not going to be talking about it today because I've talked about it enough this week. Actually, if you're interested, this article kind of catches up and goes over a lot of stuff. But this is the issue that we're having with this centralization. I mean, taking something like Bitcoin and basically making it centralized, even though you're saying you're not, but that's kind of what you're doing, that kind of goes against the whole ethos of the space, guys. And that's the reason why we start to lose faith. That's why we were seeing XRP pump. I mean, seriously, people were so desperate. They're just like, screw this. I'm going to buy some XRP. So, having a look at this came out from Bitcoin ABC. They have 0.18.5 has been released. They say this release adds deep reorg protection to ensure that transactions are immutable after 10 confirmations. This safeguard helps users, businesses, and exchanges stay secure and free from disruption. Now, I don't agree with this. I will, however, say that Litecoin did it when they first, whatever. Bitcoin, even Satoshi, okay? But the problem is how close it's being done. How soon it's being done, right? And if you see over here, now this is the guy Eric Wall, and I actually had an issue with this guy a while ago because he had said some stuff about Neo, got me really pissed off. But recently I've been able to, try to see things through his point of view. And, you know, he does come out with this thing here, and he goes, mine 10 blocks for 27K, spin up some nodes, share blocks with syncing nodes, they get stuck on chain, you control 100%. Public service announcement. It won't be safe to use Bitcoin Cash without relying on third-party assurance. This is called weak subjectivity in proof of stake and is a form of centralization. So Mr. Jimbo says, why not just 51% attack then? To which Eric says, because you need 51% of the hash rate to 51% attack. This attack you can pull off with a single S9 miner. That is the problem with centralization. We're going to stop talking about Bitcoin Cash now. I am done with that, guys. But let's talk about, from Breaker, 5 reasons to be thankful for crypto even now. Even now. Briefly, let's have a look. So they go into it. They say the decentralized web is coming. The internet of value is unstoppable. We're building like mad, which is true. A lot of building, developing is really happening right now. A lot is going on in the background. I'm actually really excited about all that. We're taking out the trash. So you have the SEC coming in, regulating the space. You have these garbage spam ICOs like BitConnect and these other guys, you know, getting out of the way, leading the way for more credible projects moving forward. And finally, Bitcoin isn't dead. I know. Surprisingly, right? So you have this from VC Nick Carter, who I've been bringing up quite recently in my videos. So he pointed out that during the 2014 slump, he was worried that Bitcoin would be abandoned. God knows if we've seen the end of the current carnage, and anything is possible, but it seems nearly impossible that Bitcoin will go to zero unless it gets supplanted by a better cryptocurrency, or people start to freak out because of all the Bitcoin Cash wars and we buy another coin instead. But that being said, the idea of decentralized money simply isn't going away, no matter how loud Dr. Doom wants to continue screaming into his pillow. And if that doesn't make you realize it, I just wanted to kind of get out of the way right here and show you guys this chart. So this is all the times that Bitcoin has officially died, planted on a chart as its price increases. You can see all the way back here, Bitcoin will fail. This came out when it was $3.12. That's the end of Bitcoin then. This is Forbes. When it was $15. Beware of the insidious new currency scam. This was when it was $117. And as you can see, as popularity grows, more Bitcoin is dead posts come out. Now, let's talk about some coin news, guys, because I know today is Thanksgiving. It's Turkey Day. You guys want to skedaddle out of here, which, by the way, guys, I should have said it in the beginning, but, you know, thinking about things that I'm thankful for, it's gotta be you guys. I know that's like the corniest thing to say, but seriously, reading your comments, seeing you guys come to my channel, joining the Telegram chat, talking about crypto, coins, adoption, and all this different stuff, it really is what keeps me going, honestly, and I probably should have put this at the beginning of the video because I don't know who's gonna watch the middle, but guys, thank you so much. Really, it really means so much, and I'm thankful for you. So, just wanted to say that. Just want to say that. Anyway, now that we've done that, and that's done with. Let's talk about this Ethereum situation, which is all right now, but I still want to bring us up to date on it. So it looks like dApp developer Level K had uncovered the existence of a vulnerability within the Ethereum framework that potentially allows bad actors to mint large amounts of gas when receiving ETH. So by minting all of this gas while receiving ETH, it would be possible, at least in theory, for such a grieving attack to become profitable. Now, here's the situation. The risk is not limited just to ETH, but also to any ETH-based tokens as well. These could be ERC20 and, yes, ERC721 collectibles, like CryptoKitties or stuff like that, which is crazy. But according to Level K, they did notify exchanges, and they have currently put a patch in. However, they didn't say which exchanges, and we don't know if all of them have done this yet. So I don't know. I guess at this point, we're just kind of leaving it in their hands to take care of, but I just want to let you guys know that. I don't know. Crazy thing, but letting you guys know that. Also, big story of the day, did Aphelion exit scam? Now, before you guys get crazy, I have 2 opposing viewpoints on this, and I'm willing to present them both. First, let's start with they exit scammed. So today, Aphelion officially disabled trading on their DEX, and according to this user, exit scammed. So the core team didn't spend a single dime in efforts on marketing their product, developing the community, and increasing the brand awareness. I kind of disagree with that. They actually did. In fact, they were offering a lot of sponsored videos for how to use the DEX and stuff like that, which if you guys notice, I did not speak about on my channel, but there were offers. So they were paying for sponsorships, but I didn't speak about it on my channel. But anyway, what they did is deliver a product in order to hit the milestones and walk out clean without caring whether the people would be using it. Essentially, there were a couple of devs and single community manager named Garth B, who acted as a one-man army to calm down unsatisfied investors. It was clear in my mind that this project is likely to exit scam a few months ago with their way of operating. Essentially, anyone who expressed negative concern and criticized the project was instantly banned from the Telegram chat. Now, we had seen a few videos come out that were warning against this. I didn't want to get in the middle of it, but this had come out. Now let's see from their perspective. This is their official announcement from Ian Holtz that came out today. Or yesterday, I'm sorry. So basically, they go on to say, it's with great disappointment that we must report that they are closing their doors, essentially. So this is going to happen pretty much immediately, and users are urged to cancel their orders and withdraw any contract DEX balances back to their wallet. Your funds are safe even if you don't cancel your orders or withdraw your funds, and we will process those automatically starting on Friday. So that's this Friday. So it says they collected some fees over trading, but after doing what they had to do, it leaves roughly 700 Aphelion in organization collected fees. They said we've not touched those, and we're not going to touch them. We're going to burn them. Okay. Also, there's orphaned NEO because NEO can only be moved in whole numbers. So they say anyone that has NEO on the exchange, since it cannot be divided, we will be selling you, or we'll be giving you back the equivalent in gas. Why are they pausing? Well, they said it's been a perfect storm of bad news, new SEC rulings, disastrous market conditions, NEO tech challenges, and diminishing cash flow. Also, the fact that the SEC recently clamped down on Ether Delta, they're saying that they fully expect the SEC to continue to target all crypto exchanges, decentralized or not. They finally end on, it is important to note that the recent action puts every exchange accessible to U.S. citizens that is not registered as a national exchange is in clear violation, regardless of whether they are incorporated or with their team or where they are from. It does not matter. So that's their reason, basically. And as you can see, the market has reacted accordingly, and unfortunately for anyone that was holding Aphelion, it's been quite a sad day moving forward. These are the risks that we take. However, guys, we do have alternatives like Switch.io. However, we have to see. Are these exchanges going to be able to become compliant? I think it would be a good idea, or else they're probably going to get shut down or, have the fear of being shut down like these other guys, which is why you also have guys like Nex taking the, very, very razor blade straight approach, making sure that all the regulations are taken care of beforehand. So this could actually push Nex straight up into the future, doing quite well. And we also have exchanges like Metamorph Pro, believe it or not, that are doing things on an atomic swap type layer thing. Obviously a lot of people were upset about the KYC and AML that you have to do now for Shapeshift, and the fact that some of them aren't even letting New York citizens use their platform. So hopefully for now, there are still some of these, for example, Metamorph Pro you can use. They have atomic swaps and stuff like that. But yeah, that being said, are any exchanges actually safe? I don't know, guys. I don't know. But speaking of exchanges, we do have a new vote for your token being listed on Huobi. Now they're Huobi Global. I feel like they changed their name. They're Huobi Pro, Huobi Global. Anyway, so today they have AERGO, they have Covalent, Elon City, Lambda, PundX, and Weltrado. Now, if I give it a quick refresh, this morning PundX was actually winning. So PundX has 112. Oh, Elon City has 117, and AERGO very close with 116. So if you guys want to vote, you can head on over there. Also, they have a retweet thing on Twitter right now. So if you come down here, if you could retweet this, PundX, whatever. So I actually retweeted AERGO. I like AERGO. It's a project that I'm very interested in. So personally, I retweeted that. So if you guys want, I think you could just retweet. I don't know if they're going to count it or not. They should, but just to let you guys know that's happening. Also, speaking of adoption, I want to talk about OmiseGO. You guys know I'm a pretty big fan of this project. I like what they do. So the interesting thing is this was written by somebody who actually lives over in the area where they're doing a lot of business with OmiseGO. And he says, as holders watch their portfolios get wrecked and Forbes writes articles about the great Bitcoin scam, there are now more than ever an army of developers quietly working on products and solutions that will help bring forward mainstream adoption. OmiseGO is a shining example. He goes on to say, I live in Thailand and over the past 2 years have watched the Southeast Asian payment processing company OmiseGO start to appear in my life more and more. Now do keep in mind, there is the parent company of Omise, so we don't want to get them confused here. But he says, every month I'm billed my line bill from my cell phone provider, which is owned by Japanese WhatsApp line. The payment is processed by OmiseGO. So here you go, right here, and then that's when they took the picture. They were working with McDonald's and stuff like that. So you can see there's still these companies doing a lot of things. We also have OriginTrail, the Vostok mainnet launch. Okay, so this is actually going to be launched December 7th. It's going to introduce an overhaul of the bidding mechanism, which is responsible for node negotiation regarding data replication in the network. And there's a few other things as well. The other cool thing I liked is the introduction of the ERC 725 identity standard, which is joining a multitude of companies and developers that have already embraced it as a reliable solution for implementing identity within smart contracts on Ethereum. If you guys didn't actually have a chance to check out the interview I did with these guys, I actually talked to both of the co-founders the other day with OriginTrail. You could definitely have a look at that below. Drop that in the links. Also, you're seeing interoperability and scalability apparently are key for blockchain in 2019. You're hearing Ethereum talk about their scaling solutions. You're hearing about all these different projects leaving the Ethereum mainnet, becoming their own native tokens. Well, now these tokens, or these not even tokens, they're coins, are basically data islands. They're data silos. They can no longer communicate with each other. So interoperability is going to definitely be massive moving forward. If you guys want, you can read this article. They go in, look, OmiseGO. There you go, talking about OmiseGO, Polkadot. They say 2019 is the year of interoperability. Cardano is in here, Hyperledger as well. And speaking on interoperability, I wanted to talk about one of my favorite projects, which is Quant Network. Now, you know that these guys, they've recently, I don't know why the video's not playing, but recently they had this, and this is an exploration of Overledger and demonstration of the multi-chain application. So you can see right here, they go in to basically demonstrate this, and they also demonstrate their multi-chain application or maps, which is really interesting. So I also did a review on this too, if you guys want to check that project out. Also, moving forward, let's talk about OK PiggyBank. So what is this? So basically, long story short, they found out a really cool way to allow hodlers essentially to earn passive income over at OKX. So basically, all you do is deposit into the exchange, leave it there, and it gains daily percentage income. And how does it do that? Well, it does with margin traders. So it says that they borrow at low rates, so essentially you're loaning it to them, then they do their margin trading, and then you get repayment with hourly interest. So that's basically how it goes, and it looks like currently they're doing it with Bitcoin, Tether, Litecoin, Ethereum, Ethereum Classic, XRP, and EOS. Now, I don't ever recommend leaving your coins on an exchange. It's very safe, very unsafe to do this, so don't leave your coins on an exchange, but hey, if you want to risk it, and go for this, then there you go. So they're offering stuff as well. Also wanted to talk about this interesting Coinbase ad that came out. It was really, really well produced, really cool. Has a lot of nice shots, and it's not like Lambo Moon Boy or anything like that. Like they really talk about the issues of digital currencies and the problems that they're solving in the real world. And I think it's just a really cool commercial. So definitely check that out if you guys haven't seen it. Also, we have this that came out. So this is like a artistic representation of what is a blockchain and how does it work. So I guess this was done by some art students, acting students. So basically you have the blockchain, and then they have the current hash, and then you have the miners, and basically they take dice and they just keep shaking it until they get the current hash, which is 7. So once they get 7 on their 2 dice, then they've solved it, right? So that's like a miner solving the math puzzle, right? And then that's proof of work, and then they add it, and then you can see they walk over here, and then the block is closed, and then they make the new block. Pretty cool. I mean, it's good if you're like trying to explain it to kids or something like that. I thought it was kind of cool. Also, you have Saudi Arabia to launch cryptocurrency next year, their own. Now, this has been actually confirmed by the governor of the central bank, and they also say that the launch of the new currency would be determined by how quickly Saudi Arabia is able to complete research. However, the new cryptocurrency seems more akin to a payment system rather than an actual coin. So they're not really going to like have the average person walking around buying pizza with it, okay? Essentially, it's going to be used solely for banks and not by the average Joe. Although, if you're basically trying to create a bank coin, isn't that what XRP is basically already doing? So I don't really know why these guys need to create their own, but hey, to each his own, right? Also, let's talk about tokenizing everything, because that's probably what's going to end up happening. So you have billionaire Mike Novogratz. Now, I guess he's getting on the bandwagon of tokenizing things such as real estate. And he says, so while it feels like a crappy bear market, and it has been as far as, coins, the underneath has a lot of positive things still going on. So he goes to say there's a positive movement on the technology, and there are new technologies coming in. There's positive movement on the institutional adoption of the architecture needed as well. So with different companies already selling tokens to split up debt or ownership in buildings, like, for example, what they're doing in New York to Aspen, Colorado, you're going to see more and more, and it's clear that it may not be as sexy as Web 3.0, but it's part of the broader movement of tokenization, digitalization, and blockchain, and blockchain is what's going to make these possible. So buildings are going to get their own tokens representing a fraction of debt or equity. Real estate investment funds are starting to issue tokens instead of shares as well. Such coins let investors get out of their investment by selling their shares anytime through exchanges instead of holding them for many, many, many years. And I want to end on some good news, guys. So we have KPMG, the Netherlands-based Big Four auditor, has recently released a report that reveals that they are incredibly bullish for cryptocurrencies. The report is entitled Institutionalization of Crypto Assets, and it is 42 pages long. And yeah, it's pretty positive. So right off the bat, they say crypto assets are a big deal. However, they do acknowledge that we have had a downtrend, but they claim that this is less important than the wave of new entrants into the space and the explosion of functional crypto products and services, concluding cryptocurrencies are now impossible to ignore. So, is crypto a solution looking for a problem? No, there are real problems in the global financial services ecosystem that crypto assets are looking to address. More participation from the broader financial service ecosystem will help drive trust and scale for the tokenized economy and help the crypto market grow and mature. Also noted that one of cryptocurrency's largest barriers to success is its own volatile nature, which, as we know, guys, as there is more adoption, as the market cap does grow, there will be less volatility over time. And if that's not enough to make you guys happy, apparently tobacconists in France are reportedly going to be selling Bitcoin to the public from starting New Year. So you'll be able to buy Bitcoin vouchers for 50, 10, or 250 euros, and it's going to allow their customers to convert them into Bitcoin and store them in their wallet. So initially, some 3,000 to 4,000 tobacco shops will be selling the vouchers, with others likely to be added. Tobacco shop owners are the best channel as they are trusted by customers and they are used to sell vouchers such as credit for mobile phones. However, I have heard outside of this that the government's not too happy about this. So I don't know 100% if this is going to go through. They're trying to push it through, but we'll see what they have to say about that. And one more time, guys, I just want to remind you that if you go to Bitcoin obituaries, Bitcoin has died more than 322 times, and it's still here. And I don't think it's going anywhere. So, that being said, guys, once again, head on over to my Twitter poll. I want to know, when did you get into crypto? I got in May 22nd of 2017, and I bought my first Bitcoin at 2,148, which is cool, but at the same time, I've also lost a lot of value on a lot of other coins as well. So definitely head over there, guys. And as usual, thank you so much for coming back to my channel. Seriously, I know it's Thanksgiving, and obviously, guys, it is that time where regardless of everything that's happening, you do have to look out the window, look at what you have, and realize, that you still have your health, your family, your friends, your life, right? You have so many things to be thankful for. You can drive to the grocery store and get some food. You don't live in a country that has inflation of 9,000+% where you're wheelbarrowing, loads of money to go buy some bread, right? So honestly, today's just a kind of day of reflection, guys, and I want to say thank you so much, guys. I'm thankful for you on this day. Really appreciate it, guys. Thank you again for stopping by the channel, everyone that's been liking, subscribing, commenting. You guys are freaking awesome. My bad on the super long video today. I said I wouldn't, but I lied. I did it again. What are you going to do? That being said, thank you so much for coming back to the channel. My name is K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto, and peace out.